You have already wondered why some people seem simply to attract everything they want, as if the entire universe conspired in their favor, while others fight in silence, facing envy, obstacles, and heavy energies without knowing the real reason. Have you ever felt that behind certain achievements is there a hidden mystery, a forbidden secret that few know? Because today, what I will reveal you go beyond traditional astrology, goes beyond what the signs are often said. We are talking about a powerful revelation, directly linked to one of the most enigmatic and prophetic figures in history, Edgar Cayce. He, who became known as the Sleeping Prophet, has left predictions and spiritual messages that are only now being understood by those ready to wake up, and maybe you are one of them. According to Cayce, there are 7 zodiac signs that have been energetically programmed to carry a magnetic force capable of attracting both blessings and envy looks. Yet these 7 signs are the most envied in the zodiac, and that's no coincidence. What many see as luck, success, charisma, or power of attraction, in fact, it is the result of a greater spiritual mission, a call that comes from other lives, of other dimensions, and that puts these people under a kind of invisible spotlight, while everyone around trying to understand why. The answer is written in the stars, in Akashic records, and Cayce's revelations. And I already advance to you. If your sign is on this list, you need to stay until the end of this video, because what I will reveal here can completely change the way you see your life, your journey, and even the difficulties you have faced to this day. This envy you feel around you, these people who try to knock you down, may be reacting to a spiritual strength you carry, but you never knew how to explain. By the way, before continuing, already comments down here. What is your sign? Have you ever felt that you attract envy, even without doing anything for it? Have you noticed that some doors open to you while other people fight and can't? Right here, I feel this energy, because what comes next will show you each of the 7 signs chosen and why they are so coveted, so desired, and at the same time, so spiritually attacked. Therefore, before revealing each of these 7 most envied signs of the zodiac, I want you to do something very important now. Go down here in the comments and write the name of your sign. Yes, that's right. Share with us, because the energy of this video will connect even more to you when you publicly declare your sign. It's not just a matter of interaction, it's a way to activate your vibration, to show the universe that you are ready to understand the spiritual truth that was hidden and already enjoy too. Leave your like now. It may sound simple, but like is like a confirmation signal, as if you say, I accept this revelation in my life. Also, when you enjoy, YouTube understands that this content is relevant and takes this message to more people who, like you, need to hear it today. And of course, if you are not yet part of this amazing spiritual community that we are creating here, subscribe to the channel now. Activate Tininho, because in the next videos we will continue this series with even deeper revelations about spiritual protection, hidden missions of the signs, and the signs that the universe has sent to awaken the chosen ones. So, comments on your sign, leave the like, and subscribe, because from now on, let's get in the part that a lot of people tried to hide. But today, it will be revealed to you. Is your sign part of this list? Do you carry this powerful, mysterious, and even dangerous energy within yourself that causes both fascination and envy in the people around you? You felt at some point in your life that the eyes changed when you arrived in a place, as if suddenly the atmosphere got denser, as if some people just stopped what they were doing just to watch you, sometimes admiring, sometimes judging, sometimes wishing to have what you don't even know how to explain. This invisible magnetism, this spiritual strength you carry, may not be coincidence. Maybe you have gone through strange situations where, without doing absolutely nothing, without saying a word, You realized that some people started treating you differently. I felt the weight of malicious comments, of negative energies, of intrigue for no apparent reason. It is as if your simple presence is enough to arouse emotional triggers in others, as if your energy bothered, as if your light revealed the shadows of the people around you. And do you know what is most impressive? This is more common than you imagine. Among the signs that are part of this list of 7 Medei is Envied of the Zodiac. But before revealing each of these signs, I want you to understand why all this happens. There is a spiritual truth that few have the courage to speak. There is an energy programming, a code that has been passed from generation to generation and has been confirmed in the revelations of Edgar Cayce. He claimed that each person at birth receives not only the behavioral characteristics of his sign, but also a specific type of spiritual mission. And guess what? The most envied signs are exactly those who carry the most impact missions. These are people who, even unintentionally, draw attention, radiate power, arouse deep emotions, mess with the energy of any environment. This means that the envy you feel, that resistance that the world seems to have against you, it's just the side effect of a bigger mission. Outside, people only see the brightness, success, the charisma. But what they don't see is the internal struggles, the nights in course, the moments of loneliness, the emotional weight you carry daily. And here is one more truth. The Zodiac's 7 most envied signs are also the ones that most face silent battles. Don't think it's easy to carry this energy burden. Don't think it's simple to live with this spiritual force pulsing inside you. If you feel that you are always having to prove your value, it seems that life tests you more than others' tests. If even your achievements generate discomfort in people, you can be sure you are much more connected to this prophecy than you think. And what Edgar Cayce left registered will open his eyes. He said that these people carry a kind of invisible brand, a spiritual seal that makes them target, but also makes them special, unique, chosen to make a difference in the world. It is not anyone who supports this energy. It's not anyone born to be seen, to be remembered, to be the center of attention even when you don't want to. Now, one thing no one tells you is that together with this exhibition, there is also the risk of energy attacks, of people who try to suck your energy, of people who are approaching just to try to get some of what you have. And that is why understanding this content until the end is so important. Knowing if your sign is part of this list is not just a curiosity. It is a matter of protection, self-knowledge, of spiritual strengthening. The more you understand your mission, the more armored you get against these dense energies, against that envy disguised, against these people who look at you with that look that mixes admiration and resentment. So, if you've been through any situation like this, if you have felt that some doors have closed to you for pure envy, if you realize that even in moments of victory, you carry an invisible weight, continues with me. Because in the next few minutes, I will reveal the 7 most envied signs in the Zodiac, the details of each, and especially why each carry this strong vibration. But before following, I want to make a special request. Comment here now. Put the name of your sign. Write also if you have lived any situation where you felt the envy of someone without doing absolutely nothing to deserve, just for the simple fact that you are who you are. I really want to know your experience. Tell me here, do you feel this weight? Do you feel this energy? Write, I carry this energy. And of course, if you have come this far, leave your like. It helps YouTube understand that this content has value and makes this message reach more people that, like you, need to hear this revelation today. Edgar Cayce, one of the greatest mediums and prophets of modern history, known as the sleeping prophet, has left messages so deeply and spiritually impactful that they are still studied by people in search of answers about their destiny, life mission, and the real reason for so much trials. Among these revelations, one of them stands out when it comes to spiritual astrology, the existence of signs that carry a unique spiritual brand. a brand that cannot be seen with the naked eye, but is felt by those around, and many times, even by those who carry it, even if unconsciously. According to Cayce, these signs were born with an energy that attracts glances, arouses intense emotions, and moves the vibration of any environment. A force that illuminates, but it can also make envy, generate resistance, awaken judgment, and even attract spiritual attacks from those who do not understand why you feel so much to simple contact with these people. You may have already felt it on the skin. That strange feeling of being observed, that sudden change in the atmosphere of a place when you arrive, that uncomfortable silence that suddenly arises in a conversation wheel, or even that friendship that seemed solid, but that suddenly turned out of removal, veiled criticism, into a distance you can't explain. And the most curious thing is that these reactions almost always happen when you are starting to prosper, to stand out, to get closer to some important achievement. As if its light, which naturally increases in these periods of growth, also activates in other people feelings they cannot control. Edgar Cayce said that the souls who embody in these signs came with a greater purpose, a transformation mission, a task of impacting the world around him in some way, and so their vibration is perceived at more subtle levels, spiritual, energetic. This energy, according to Cayce, is not something you choose to have. It is part of your spiritual field. It is a cosmic heritage, an invisible trait recorded in its essence since its birth. And that's precisely why many times, even without you wanting, people look at you differently. They judge you for no reason and create invisible barriers between you. The problem is that when you don't understand this mission, when you don't recognize this spiritual brand, you feel lost, thinking that the problem is in you, when in fact, it is the universe testing your ability to deal with your own light. How many times have you been thinking, why is it always more difficult with me? Or, why do people feel so much need to compete with me, even when I'm not competing with anyone? This is because its energy frequency is different, and who is not spiritually prepared to deal with this difference reacts negatively. Edgar Cayce claimed that these people, belonging to the most envied signs, are also the most tested. This means that behind all this force that others see, there is a history of overcoming, of falls, of restarts, of emotional scars that you often try to hide, but which are part of your spiritual construction. These challenges are part of your soul contract. They are part of their preparation for something much larger than it is yet to come. And that's exactly why understanding about your sign and about the spiritual mission it carries, it can completely transform the way you view the next cycles of your life. Knowing that you are not a victim, that you are not alone, that there is a spiritual reason behind all this, brings clarity, brings strength, brings a new perception of who you really are. So continue with me, because soon we will start talking one of the 7 most envied signs of the zodiac. Let's dive deep into each energy. Understand the specific reasons that make these signs arouse so much desire, so much admiration, and at the same time, so much resistance from other people. And before you move forward, I really want to know about you. If any part of this video has made sense here, if any phrase has moved you, if you saw yourself in any situation I described, comment here now, "This is my energy." Or if you want, share your experience. Tell me when you realize you have started to bother without understanding why. I want to read as many stories as possible. And if you haven't left your like yet, this is the time, because it helps this video reach more people who also need this message. And of course, if you are not already inscribed, subscribe to the channel now. Activates the bell. Now the time has come for you so much expected. After all we have talked about here, after understanding the energy weight that certain people carry, after realizing that you may be more involved with this mystery than you thought, it's time to reveal the list. Yes, the 7 most envied signs in the zodiac. Those who, according to the revelations of Edgar Cayce, were born with such a strong spiritual brand that even without making any effort, they arouse deep emotions in the surrounding people, feelings that go from extreme admiration to jealousy to competition, and often the silent envy that erodes inside. Let's start with him, the sign that carries the archetype of light, leadership, almost unbearable brightness for those still living in the shadow, Leo. Yes, the Leonines are at the top of this list for a very clear reason. Where a Leonino arrives, he illuminates. He draws attention without asking, without forcing. It's natural. There is a presence, an energy authority that dominates the environment. And that's exactly why so many people end up creating an internal rivalry with who is Lion, their natural brightness. And what many people don't understand is that this glow is the result of a lot of internal struggle. Leo suffers. He feels misunderstood, but still moves forward with his head held high because he knows he was born to be seen. Now let's go to one of the most enigmatic, mysterious, and powerful signs when the asunto is emotional magnetism, Scorpio. If you have a sign that knows what it is to be reborn from the ashes themselves, this sign is Scorpio. These are people who carry such a deep intensity that few can accompany. Scorpio is the one who attracts looks, that leaves marks, that never goes unnoticed even when trying. There is an energy sensuality, an invisible force that involves and hypnotizes. And that's exactly why many envy, because they can't understand how someone can have such natural attraction, so deep, so inexplicable. We now go to Taurus, a sign that carries the energy of stability, abundance, prosperity. Taurus people have a silent power to manifest material and emotional security. They build, perform, are seen as references of strength and determination. And of course, it arouses envy in those who live in inconstancy, who watches from afar and thinks, why does everything work for him? But what few know is that Taurus battles in silence, faces their own storms, and yet still standing, with firm feet on earth and the look always focused on what they want to achieve. And who could miss this list? Twins, the sign of communication, rapid intelligence, adaptability. Gemini is the one who always has something interesting to say, that dominates different environments, that is, easily reinvents itself. Gemini people have a mental shine that impresses and at the same time provokes. They are natural strategists, captivating, always with an answer at the tip of the tongue. And that, of course, generates veiled envy. Many feel threatened by this ability to connect with anyone, to make friends anywhere, to be in 1,000 places at the same time and yet come out victorious. And now, let's talk about Sagittarius, the traveler, the visionary, the free spirit of the zodiac. Sagittarians carry a luck that seems to piss off those around. They risk, try, and almost always win. There is a natural joy, a lightness, a way to turn any difficult situation into a great adventure. And those who are stuck in tiring routines, in comfort zones, in purposeless lives, look at a Sagittarian and feel that twinge of envy mixed with admiration. Because it is impossible to ignore the way Sagittarius turns life into a journey of discovery. And of course, we couldn't stop talking about him, the visionary, the different, which sees beyond what the ordinary eyes can see, Aquarius. Aquarium people carry an unquestionable originality. These are advanced minds, thinkers outside the curve, innovative by nature. They do not follow patterns, create themselves. While the whole world goes to one side, Aquarius goes the opposite way, and yet he can get there first. It bothers you. It causes. This causes many to ask, how can he think so different and still be right? It is a type of intellectual envy, often disguised as criticism, but deep down hides admiration. And to close this list with a golden key, we have fish. Yet it may seem strange to some, But anyone who really knows Piscean energy knows how powerful it is. Pisces people carry a transcending sensitivity. They capture energies, feel what others don't feel. They connect with the invisible. They are dreamers, intuitive, with a huge ability to connect with the divine. And precisely for this reason, many envy them, because fish has invisible protection, a spiritual angel who guides them. Even when everything seems lost, they fall, but they are always raised by strength that no one else sees. And now that you know what are the 7 most envied signs in the zodiac, I want to know about you. Which one do you fit? Have you ever lived any situation that made you feel this weight of carrying an energy that attracts so much? You have realized that some people move away for no reason, that some opportunities seem to close, but soon after, others much better appears to you. Tell me here in the comments. Write the name of your sign and, if you want, share your experience. You can write phrases like, "I carry this energy," or "I feel that envy around me." I read all the comments, and who knows, your story has not seen a theme of a next video. Let's start detailing 3 of the most impactful signs on this list, and maybe you identify with one of them or know someone who carries exactly this energy that I will describe now. First, let's talk about Leo. From the moment a Leonino is born, he comes with a spiritual mission that few understand, but everyone feels. Leo does not go unnoticed, no matter the environment, no matter the context. There is a force, a presence, a vibration of natural authority that makes, even in silence, people come to look. This magnetic glow is not the result of chance. It is a gift, but it is also a spiritual test, because the more Lion shines, the more he attracts glances, and not all these looks are of admiration. Many are accompanied by envy, judgment, disguised criticism, and even sabotage. Do you know that moment when you feel that some people wrinkle your nose just because you got into the environment? That feeling that, as much as you're not doing anything much, people are looking for defects in you just to try to reduce your shine. This is the price Lion pays for carrying this internal light. And what almost no one knows, it's how much Lion, behind this strong and confident image, also faces insecurities, fears, and internal doubts. Many Leonines go through deep self-equation phases. They feel alone. They carry the weight of always having to be the example, the leader, the one who holds the tips, even when inside are broken. This is the true spiritual struggle of Leo. Balance the brightness with the energetic responsibility it brings. Now, let's dive into the Scorpion energy. Scorpio, the great puzzle of the zodiac. If there is a sign that provokes extreme reactions in people, this sign is Scorpio. People love, hate, they want, they fear, but never, absolutely never, they can ignore a Scorpio. There is an emotional depth in Scorpion that few have the ability to access. They are masters in hiding feelings, in protecting their vulnerability with an armor of strength, mystery, and even a certain air of danger. Anyone who lives with a Scorpio knows how intense they are, true, loyal, but also knows that behind each word, every look, there is a story of overcoming, pain, transformation. What a lot of people see as coldness, as indifference. In fact, it's just the result of years of emotional scars. Scorpio is the one that has already been betrayed. It has already been injured, already fell, but always got up stronger. This ability to be reborn from the gray itself is what makes Scorpion a constant target of envy. Because people watch, try to understand, but they can never decipher how, even after the biggest falls. A Scorpion comes back even more powerful, more centered, more magnetic, and it is exactly this invisible force, this energy of rebirth, that arouses contradictory feelings in the surrounding people. And now, let's talk about Taurus, who looks out, often thinks the bull life is easy, that everything flows, that good things simply happen to them. But what almost no one realizes is how hard the Taurus works hard, in silence, to build the stability he has. Taurus carries an abundance energy of security, of firmness, and that, of course, bothers you. It bothers those who live in chaos, who is unstable, who watches from afar and thinks, why is it always easier with it? But what others don't see, it's the daily effort, the determination, the focus, and especially the faith that Taurus puts on everything he does. Taurians are masters to manifest what they want, but behind each achievement, there is a history of struggle, of persistence, of sleepless nights, of sacrifices that no one has seen. There is a very strong spiritual connection with the energy of the earth, with the realization, with the power to materialize dreams. But this gift also comes at a price. Many Taurians feel overwhelmed. They feel they always need to do more. They can't make a mistake, that have to be the pillar of everyone. And when they begin to reap the fruits of their own effort, envy appears, east comments come up. People try to reduce their achievements. What lion, scorpion, and bull have in common? It is this energy that cannot be contained, each with its own frequency, with its own kind of brightness, but all with a spiritual destiny that makes them target both admiration and envy. These are signs that carry an invisible call, a purpose that goes beyond what the eyes can see, a magnetism that causes, that inspires, that transforms environments, and that inevitably moves the emotional of those around. If so far you have identified yourself with any of these signs, or if you know someone who is a lion, scorpion, or bull, and who carries exactly that energy, I want you to do an exercise now. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Think every time you felt envy coming to you, at all times when you realized that your brightness bothered, that your strength generated resistance, that your victory caused crooked looks. She feels this energy, she recognizes, and now she opens her eyes and writes here in the comments, "This is my truth," or "I recognize my strength." If you want, you also share an experience of yours, something that marked a moment that made you realize that you are different, that carries something that few have. Now that you have been able to feel the energy weight on your skin that these signs carry, it's time to dive even deeper and understand the verdadero reason behind all this. Because what I will reveal to you now is not just a common astrological analysis. This goes beyond personality characteristics, goes beyond the behavior, beyond the traits we find in traditional horoscopes. What Edgar Cayce has revealed about these signs is something that directly moves the spiritual programming of each of us. There is an invisible code, an energy configuration that accompanies these people from the moment they breathe for the first time in this physical world. According to Cayce, these signs were not born by chance, with this magnetic aura, with this shine, with this ability to arouse intense emotions in all around. They were energetically programmed to be true transformation portals. Yes, portals. This means that they carry within themselves a vibration that moves the environment, which changes people's energy, which causes emotional, spiritual, and even karmic unlocks in those who cross their path. So it's no surprise that they attract both good and look at those who don't know how to deal with this kind of energy. When you arrive in a place, you notice the reactions. Some people will want to get closer to you instantly. Others will feel bothered only with your presence. Some will admire you. Others will do everything to diminish you, to criticize you, to turn off your light. And you know why? Because your energy acts as a spiritual mirror. You don't do anything wrong. You just exist, and this is enough to activate the deepest emotional triggers of those who are not yet prepared to deal with their own shadow. Edgar Cayce made it clear that people with this frequency are like catalysts. They accelerate processes in other people, both positive and negative. You have stopped to think why. Often you are at your best moment, vibrating loudly, winning good things, but suddenly, negative people start to emerge. Toxic comments, situations that try to pull your energy down. This is no coincidence. This is proof that your energy field is expanding. And when it happens, it begins to interfere directly on other people's field. Who is vibrating low will feel discomfort. Who is vibrating in envy will try to sabotage you. Who is afraid to face their own transformation will project their own frustrations in you, and there is more. Cayce said that this energy configuration is not a random privilege, it is a choice of soul. This means that even before you were born, your essence has chosen this path. You agreed to come with this mission, with this responsibility, with this weight. And that's exactly why, throughout your life, you have faced situations that seemed unfair. Betrayal, unexpected losses, cycles of ups and downs, but also moments of victory, growth, overcoming that left people around you without understanding how you can get together every time. What many do not know is that this energy you carry, this spiritual strength, also attracts protection. Yes, along with envy, with criticism, with the attacks, also comes an invisible network of spiritual protection. Angels, guides, entities of light, everything working in your favor, precisely because the universe knows that your mission is not over yet. You are seen on the spiritual plane as a transformation agent. Therefore, situations that were to destroy you, they end up becoming learning. Moments that seem to be the end, they end up becoming even more powerful starts. This force of rebirth that accompanies the most envied signs of the zodiac is not a chance. It is a part of your spiritual DNA. And the more you understand this, the more you get stronger. But you fail to absorb the weight of envy, and it begins to transmute this energy into fuel to its evolution. Cayce reinforced that transformation portals are always tested. They are always provoked, but they are always the first to receive divine protection signs when they are aligned with their own mission. And if at some point in your life you have felt that even surrounded by people you were alone, know that this loneliness is not punishment, it is preparation. You have been separated at times of your walk to strengthen yourself, to understand that your strength does not come from outside, but from within. You are the channel that carries a frequency that many people can't sustain. And precisely for that, life has trained you, you have shaped you, and keep putting you in situations that challenge you, but at the end of each cycle, they only make you stronger, more prepared, more spiritually awake. If while you heard this part of the video, some memory has come to light, some time of your life where all this made sense, I want you to comment below. Write the phrase, "I am a transformation portal," or if you want, share some situ real action in which you felt that your energy has caused unexpected reactions to people. Now that you are understanding the size of the energy you carry, it's time to take a break and look inside you. I want you to reflect on everything we've talked about here, about this spiritual brand you carry, about the eyes of the people who often seem to weigh on your shoulders, the moments of your life when you felt that the environment changed only with your presence. It is no coincidence. It's not an exaggeration of your head. This powerful vibration you emanate is real, and it impacts more than you think. If you are part of any of these signs that have been revealed so far, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what it's like to be in a place and feel that you are bothering you just because it is. You know what it is to attract attention, whether it is good or negative, without any effort. And now, after understanding all the spiritual explanation that Edgar Cayce has left, you must be feeling inside that mixture of relief with responsibility. Relief to realize that you are not alone, that everything that has passed here was part of a greater purpose. But also responsibility to know that from now on, it is you who will choose how to deal with this energy you carry. So, before continuing, I want to make you a very special invitation. I want you to interact with me and our community here in the comments. Because each time you write, you reinforce your energy field. You declare to the universe that you are aware of your mission. Who knows, it was not by chance that it came to this video at this exact moment of your life. So tell me, what is your sign? Have you ever felt this veiled envy of other people? Have you noticed that change of climate when you arrive in a place? Have you ever been feeling that some people have moved away from you for no apparent reason, as if their energy were too big for them to stand? I want you to write here in the comments exactly this phrase, "I carry this energy." He writes hard, with intention, as if he was saying to the universe, "I recognize who I am, and I accept the mission given to me." What's more, if you know someone who is a Lion, Scorpion, Bull, Twins, Sagittarius, Aquarius, or Pisces, that person you know that goes through all that we are talking about here, share this video with her. Mark this person here in the comments. You can write her name, her sign, or even that emoji that represents her sign. Make this message reach up to those who also need to hear this today. This is your chance to be part of a movement of awakened, conscious, spiritually and emotionally connected people with their own destiny. Don't keep this information just for you. The more people understand the strength they have, the more this energy will spread. And of course, already enjoy this connection moment to leave your like in this video. This is much more than a simple support gesture. Your like is a way to signal to the universe and also to the YouTube algorithm that this message has value, that it deserves to be taken to other people who, like you, need to hear just that now. And if you are not yet part of our community, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is the time. Click on the registration button, activate the bell to receive notifications from the next videos, because from now on, we will continue to deepen this theme. We still have a lot to talk about other signs, the spiritual protections that surround each of them, and especially about the next steps you need to take to learn to use this energy to your advantage, consciously, protected, and aligned with your true spiritual purpose. And now, before ending this stage of our conversation, I want you to stop for a moment, take a deep breath, and feel the energy that is involving you right now. Because what I've shared with you so far is not just any astrology content. It's not just a signs list. It's not just words thrown in the wind. This is a spiritual revelation. A message that came to you today was no coincidence. There is a much larger reason behind this meeting. You are here because your soul needed to hear all this. You needed to recognize yourself. He needed to understand the weight, responsibility, and power he carries. While you heard me as I described the details of each energy, from each invisible fight, from every battle these signs face daily, I'm sure that at some point your heart has accelerated. You remembered some situation that seemed forgotten, some pain you tried to bury, some time that marked your trajectory so strongly that it still echoes inside you. This is the spiritual call happening. This is the awakening of your conscience. And do you know what is most impressive? This is just the beginning, because if you now know what are the most envied signs, if you now understand why so many situations have happened in your life, apparently unfair, the next step is to understand who the true protected ones are. Who are those who, even surrounded by challenges, have an almost unbreakable spiritual protection. And here I need to tell you, Edgar Cayce also talked about them. He left clues, left messages, and I'm preparing special content to reveal you in the next video who are the 5 most spiritually protected signs in the zodiac. These signs have a direct connection with higher forces. They are closely monitored by their guardian angels, by spiritual guides, by energies that even in times of greatest danger manifest themselves in ways that we can often not even explain. Do you know that deliverance that came out of nowhere? Did that feeling that someone pulled you away from a bad situation, that strong intuition that made you change your way, and then you realized you escaped something much worse? So, in the next video, you will understand that for these 5 signs, these phenomena are not just coincidence. They are clear signs of spiritual intervention, and it may be that your sign is among them. It may be that besides carrying the energy it attracts, that provokes, which transforms, you are also one of the chosen to receive this direct protection. And if you want to figure it out, If you want to continue this journey with me, you already know what to do. Subscribe now to the channel, activates the bell, because what comes next can really change the way you see your destination. I want you to feel the importance of this moment. What we are building here is not just a sequence of videos, it is a spiritual connection, a cycle of revelations, a path of collective awakening. The more you interact, the more you comment, the more you share your experience, the more you strengthen this power chain. And that's why, before ending this video, I want to ask you one more thing. Leave here in the comments a phrase that will be like a spiritual code among us. Write, "I am ready to receive my spiritual protection." Writes with intention, with strength, as if it were a statement to the universe that you are prepared for what comes next. And if you know someone who needs to hear all this, someone you know are going through moments of doubts, energy attacks, internal conflicts, share this video with this person now. Let's spread this message. Let's help more people to recognize themselves, understand that there is a greater purpose behind each pain, of every look of envy, of every seemingly meaningless challenge. And of course, leave your like in this video. This is critical for YouTube to deliver this content to those who need it most. Every like, every comment, every sharing, all this is part of our mission to spread this spiritual truth. Then comments now, "I am ready to receive my spiritual protection," and do not forget to activate the bell, because in the next video, I will show you who are the 5 signs that walk with angels, that even when everything seems lost, are raised, are protected, are guided by a force that goes far beyond our human understanding. If you stayed here, it's because this message really spoke to your soul, and I want to thank you for this special connection. This shows that you are ready for this awakening, ready to understand your spiritual destiny in a way that few people have the courage to face. So, before leaving this video, do the following. Click now the inscription button and activate the bell, because here we will continue together on this journey. And I promise, the next videos will bring even more revelations that can turn their way of seeing life. If you arrived until the end, leave your like now. This is not just to help the channel, it's a sign that you are really connecting with this energy, with this spiritual mission that we are building here. And of course, I want you to comment below a special phrase, a phrase that only who was until the end will know. Write, "I remain firm in my spiritual mission. Thus I will know who the real chosen who followed the video until the last second." And to close with a golden key, already click on the next video that is appearing here on the left side of your screen, because in it I will tell you what are the 5 most spiritually protected signs. Those who, even surrounded by envy, have true guardian angels prepared to intervene at any moment. Go there now. I wait for you there.